what's going on, guys? Welcome to Torch Stories Behind the Hood. I'm your host, Frank Vargas, aka Traveling Frank. You guys know how these work. I sit here, someone sits there, we have a conversation. They just happen to be in the welding industry. Somehow they just picked this industry and they've stayed. Here we are in Ormond Beach, which is south of Daytona.
Yes.
Right? Just to make sure I get it right, because I travel all over the world and I get it confused. I'm very lucky because I have a guest that I've been trying to have on the channel for a while. Morgan. And I was about to say her last name, but then again, I know I'm going to butcher it, so I'm going to let her tell me her last name. Morgan?
Amendolare.
Amendolare. See, I had to hear it one more time. Morgan, thank you so much, love, for being here.
Absolutely.
I've been running into you at the shows for a few years. I follow you on LinkedIn. I know that you have been in marketing for a long time. In fact, your title with that CO2 Meters, which is the company she works for, it's VP of Marketing. You've been with them for a little bit over 7 years.
Yes.
But you've been in marketing for over 14.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I told you guys, I
You're
do a little bit of homework, enough to get in trouble. But you guys know CO2, we're going to talk about who they are, but before that, it's who is Morgan, where she comes from, what does she do, why is she here? So I know you have an Italian descent. So let's go back to Morgan the child. Where are you from?
Sure, yes. So my family actually originated in Sicilia, the south part of Italy, and I feel like I've taken much of my background also in my career, so I think that is fitting just in terms of hard work ethic, family atmosphere, and I feel like that's very much about the industry and where we are. It is very family centric.
100%. 100%. So your family is from, see, most of us that are not Italian, I would have said Sicilia, but you said
Sicilia.
When you know, you know. So there's your family. So they are born and raised there, and then they came here to the States. So were you born here in the States?
Yes, I was born here, actually up north. So I'm originally from Virginia.
Okay.
I'm from Washington, D.C. area. So I still consider myself a city girl, but ended down in Florida. City girl to beach.
Oh, cool.
Very quickly.
So how long have you been in Florida?
So I've been in Florida a little over 8 years now.
And if you were to compare Virginia and Florida, what's the pros and cons of both places?
I would say pro, you get beautiful weather and beach views.
Right there.
Yes, this is a testament. And
Yep.
I think con, if I could say a con, it's very slow. So you have to get used to that kind of
Whoa,
slow.
wait a minute. Slow in what? I'm from here. Wait a second. What does that mean, very slow? Compared to DC?
Yes, hustle bustle of a city.
That is true.
Yes.
Well, it's also because you picked the area that you picked. If you were in South Beach or in Fort Lauderdale, you would have another say.
Yeah.
But I totally get it, because every time I'm in these areas, Daytona, except for Bike Week or spring break, then it gets nuts. But so, as you growing up here, in Virginia, what was your first job?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't actually know this about me, but my mom is actually an entrepreneur.
Okay.
She has a few salon medical spa businesses.
In Virginia?
Yes,
Okay.
still in Virginia, Washington, D.C. area. And that kind of jump-started me into the marketing. So,
Really? So working for your mom, the family business,
yes,
kind of promoting the business?
exactly. She needed to find a way in a small town that she was to get traffic and to get people into her business. So I quickly started researching, working late hours, and decided to go into marketing.
So you had not really gone to school for marketing yet?
Not yet, no.
Before the family business, when you thought, oh, maybe I can help the family and therefore let me kind of get better at this, let me study this, were you thinking about becoming something else before?
Yeah, so honestly, younger girl, I'm thinking I'm going to take over this family business,
Of course.
But
Mom's still around.
Yes, but she is still around. And it's funny, getting into marketing and then going to college for marketing, I decided, I don't want to just lean on my parents. I want to kind of make a name for myself, but still use marketing, which is something I'm so passionate about, and kind of use it to help other people, seeing how I helped my mom. So it's funny, she still has the businesses. I still do help her on the side, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But I kind of ventured off, and I'm happy that I did, because I've learned so much in doing so.
And that's one of the things, most people in today's world, because I know that you even have a bachelor's in marketing.
Yes.
Right? But what exactly is marketing? Because a lot of people get confused. They have no idea. They see the titles and marketing. I'm like, yeah, explain what I do. If you ask someone, they have no idea of explaining. What is marketing in your eyes?
Yeah, I think marketing, it's definitely evolved over time. I think it takes, a lot of bits and pieces. It's not just a vacuum. It's really about listening first to your customers' needs, seeing their problems and their pain points, and being able to offer them a solution. So it feels like it's very much storytelling, and it's being able to show customers, not just sell them a product, but show them why they need it, if it's a product or a service. So a lot of behind the scenes, and I feel like a lot of marketers would agree, you wear a lot of hats. So it can be anything from SEO and digital advertising to content creation to graphic design. There's just so many different parts of marketing that all come together. So I think a lot of people don't understand that, and they do so easily resonate it with sales.
Correct.
So we're driving and we're helping aid sales, but we're not actual sales people.
And that is so true, and I like the way you explain it, because, and of course I've been doing this a while in different forms, and marketing has always been one of those things. But for a marketer to become successful, you have to really understand the business. Like, you have to go, well, what is this? What does that do? And what is your position? What is the company? And so on and so on. And sometimes when you go in, people are like, why do you want to know all these things? You're in marketing. Just go promote whatever. And they don't get that we need, or you need to know all these things so you can really be successful and help the company the way you say it.
Right.
So now you are going to school, marketing, and because you decided, hey, mom, business, help, I want to get better at, and then you start working for what company first doing marketing?
Yeah, so first I actually started working as a government contractor. So I was in DC. I started
Of course,
working.
everyone, DC.
It's tech. Everything is tech.
Yeah.
So I started working as a government contractor for a company that did software technology,
Okay.
which is actually very hard to market because it is very complex. And so I learned the intricacies of the different types of software and doing product demos and doing all of these things in Google AdWords. And then slowly after that, I transferred here to Florida and stumbled upon CO2 meter and also saw tech and was like, okay, I think I can work with this.
Okay, but when you say stumble, let's you're just walking on the sidewalk,
No,
and
no.
there was somebody that just, oh, hi, I'm CO2.
No.
How does that happen? How did that? Because when you came from Virginia down south, you didn't have a position, you didn't have a job yet.
No, so I was still working with the tech firm, but I was looking for something else, knowing I was going to come to Virginia.
Got it. So how does CO2 comes to your table?
Yeah, so I was doing some outreach. I think it was actually on LinkedIn, and I stumbled upon a job posting for someone. They were looking to start their marketing department, so they had no marketing yet. And Josh was kind of doing both hats. So
Josh.
Pringle, everyone should know him. In
Shout
our
out.
industry.
Yep, Josh.
Yes.
You know that you got to be here as well. So coming soon to a theater near you, Josh. Got it. So Josh is the one. So he hired you?
He did, yes. He saw commonality. Josh is also actually from Northern Virginia, the DC area. So
Yeah.
I think he saw that too. And so we had a great chat, and I kind of checked all the boxes. And then I went out to see the team and did a few interviews, and it was just a perfect fit.
Cool. And when you were there, and based on what they thought that you were going to be hired as, this is the position, black and white, it's a piece of paper, so that's what we need, versus what you do now. Has it really merged a lot into other things, so it has really stayed always aligned with that first interview?
Yeah, it's definitely merged, right? I think, like I mentioned before, marketing just overall has really evolved. So a lot of the things I was doing that were kind of preliminary, just getting their marketing department started, working on the website, working on e-commerce, Google Ads, then getting into industry expos and conferences, logistics and planning, and then just building out the small marketing team that we have now. I think it's really evolved into a powerhouse. And a lot of people will say too, I've been with them, a little over 7 years. That's a long time for a millennial. So I always get that. You're still there, but
Yeah.
I love it, and I love the people in our industry, and just learning from them and being able to help them, I think, is really what has helped me stay in this industry.
That is so cool, and I'm glad you touched on that, because of course millennial, and then every other generation that is called whatever. I think every generation always gets a bad rap. They get the label. The crazy thing is that every single generation that has had a name always got a bad rap. It's just that it's what have you done for me lately. Right now, we just remember millennials, so it's like the one that it's right now taking over the world, because we're all gonna die. The old people hate it, that they're staying, and whatever. It's hey, deal with it. But knowing that you are a millennial, and that you get those questions a lot, like, wow, you're still there, that usually doesn't happen. Do you still get pushback because you are young, millennial, and a woman in this industry? Is that something that you have run into?
Yeah, it's interesting because when I first started in this industry, right, I was used to the tech, but I wasn't used to such a male-dominated industry. So I feel like coming into this, I didn't know, there were real challenges that I did face just in kind of trying to get a seat at the table, I would say, if you will, just making sure that my voice was heard. It took a lot of time for people to acknowledge me, and I feel like I had to work, sometimes to me it felt like twice or maybe 3 times as hard just to have, my voice heard. And I'll mention a name because she was like my mentor from the start, and without her, I don't think I would still be here, but
can't wait.
I was lucky to meet Melissa Hurd with World COA.
Okay, sure. Melissa, there you go.
Many people know her, respect her. She kind of took me under her wing at my first GATA event and kind of told me, listen, I'll be here for you. These are the people you need to know.
And these are the people I need to watch out from.
Yes, no.
Let's face it. Yeah.
But she did, and I feel like if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have, some of the walkways that I was able to get early on. And so I took a lot of what Melissa told me, and now, being 7 years in, I look for those younger girls that are starting in our industry, and I try to reach out right away when I see them on LinkedIn, just to tell them, I'm here, let me get you in touch with the right people. If you have any pain points, you want to talk marketing, tips, tricks, I'm here, and I'll do a lot of different webinars with them.
And that's amazing because that's the key. We all talk about, hey, the new generation, and we all talk about, bringing more women into the industry and so on. But a lot of women get discouraged because they don't have the support system behind it. And let's face it, guys, we can always be a mentor to a colleague and a woman, but it's never going to be the same because we're guys. We're just crazy, we're just weird, we're just a different creature. Let's face it, that's what it is. But it's always nice to see these women that have been already in the industry for so long, that have paved their own way, and now they just want to pay it forward. So that you deciding to do the same thing, it's a key for the success of the industry, because they can do 5 things at once, we can do 1 maybe. So that's awesome. Let me touch back a little bit on your family. Being an Italian family, is it a big family, like, it's the usual, because I'm Hispanic, and of course we're big, loud, it's a lot of us.
Yes. So
Italians, I know that they're very close to the same mentality. So how do you have any siblings?
No, so ironically, I don't have any siblings.
Whoa, yeah.
I know, unfortunately, my mom could only have 1.
Okay.
But my mom is one of 6.
Okay.
So we have just a huge family all over the place. Some still in Italy. And I still do rely on my mom. I still see her as my hero. I think she helped me just being the entrepreneur that she is and kind of instill that hard work ethic. Yeah. And I think that's very much why I am the way I am today. So I do look at my heritage and kind of the resilience in Italians, like also Hispanic, loud, good food. Like
if 3-4 of us are here, that nobody else is going to get a word over that group. It is what it is. Do you visit Italy?
Yeah, so we try to go once a year.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Have you ever taken any classes on public speaking or anything like that, or just growth and personal growth of any kind?
Yes. So I try to do a lot of different leadership specific trainings, but just in terms of my heritage and my culture, I am a part of the North Italian American Society. Okay. So I do that in my spare time. And being Italian has helped me just in my own business too. If we sign on or have a partner that's in Italia or is an Italian distributor, I'll be able to jump on the call and can kind of help with that dialect depending on where they are. So I'm really proud to be able to try to get more, Italian cultures and communities into industrial gas and welding, because there are a lot out there.
The reason why I ask is because you are very well spoken, and the way that you just manage yourself and the way that you just deliver, every single word, it's definitely someone that has done this a bit, that has practiced, because a lot of us could be experts in our industry on something specific, and we can just talk very smart about that one subject. But the few times that I've talked to you, I see beyond that, and pretty much I'm giving you kudos, because that's a talent and you have it. Now, tell me a little bit about what CO2 is. What exactly is, first tell me, because I have many questions, but what is CO2 meters?
Yeah, so the company CO2 Meter, we are a manufacturer of gas detection safety equipment. So
Okay.
for any business out there that is storing, using, producing the gas, chances are you'll need a safety device.
Okay.
And that's kind of where we come in. I know when it comes to the technical aspect, everyone always tells me to, you're marketing something that can be so complex and a little bit difficult, but it's all encompassed on safety. And that's kind of our biggest drive and motivator. And when it comes to safety, everyone really jumps in because that's something that is vital. It's essential for your people, for your facility.
And you don't want lawyers after you.
No,
Yeah.
no legal
Yeah.
fines. So
Yeah.
when it comes to our monitors, a lot of them also are regulated. So depending on the state and the jurisdiction, they'll actually require the facilities to have these monitors. So that's really a big stance that we take as well. We really just want to ensure and protect both the personnel and the facility from any hazards. And when you're using a lot of these gases too, it's interesting. I talk to so many different customers. They know that the gases are there,
Yeah.
but they're not always aware of the hazards.
Correct.
And that's such a thing that we really
It's a
need
marriage,
to
yeah.
connect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so for marketing, that's my biggest thing is I just want to advocate gas safety, why you need it, why it's important, why you need to have these safety monitors in place. If something did go wrong, this is like your backup.
Correct.
So
How old is CO2?
So we are going into our 15-year anniversary actually next year, which is exciting.
Oh wow, really?
So-
And you guys are based out of,
Ormond Beach.
so your headquarters here,
Yes.
what, 20 minutes from here, give or take?
Yeah, actually super close.
What other markets are you guys in? Because I mean, of course, I see you guys at some of the GATA, some of the other events that it's very just welding industry for me, for what I do. But do you guys service other markets? Like what other areas do you guys expose yourselves
Yes, so that's the fun thing I think about our company too is we're just in thousands of different industries. Any industry that's using gas, it doesn't just have to be CO2 because we have equipment across all gases. If you're using gas, that's where we can kind of come in because there's always a safety component. So not just gas distribution, welding, industrial side, but we're also big on food and beverage, indoor agriculture, scientific and medical, pharma, where they're using it in the labs. In the hospitals, even in MRI rooms. There's just so many different avenues. And I learned so much about the gas, even still to this day.
Oh, yeah?
I'm constantly learning because there's constantly something new that I'm hearing
for
about.
sure,
And
for
I'm like,
sure.
wait, you're using gas to
Yeah.
euthanize rats on the airplane? It's like, wait a minute. Let me take a step
Show
back.
me,
Yeah, but it makes it exciting. It makes it exciting for me. And I love to just talk with these customers and understand what they're doing and then see if there's a solution fit.
That is pretty cool. And how much travel do you do a year?
Yeah, so I do quite a bit of travel. We probably go to about anywhere from 20 to 30 conferences. I know last year I went to about 12, so I feel like I'm traveling quite a bit, not just on the conference side, but also during sales visits. A lot of times I'll help with that as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so Josh himself,
Yes.
what's his position again?
Yeah, Josh is our executive vice president.
Okay, and Josh has been there for,
He's been there over 10 years. I want to say maybe 12.
got it. And do you report to Josh?
Yes.
Got
so
it.
we're all, I don't report to Josh, we're all on the same
Oh, I see.
management team.
Got it. How many employees does CO2 has, give or take?
So we have over 25 employees.
Okay.
About 30.
And the company's always been here in Ormond?
It has,
Really?
yes.
So it was established here?
Yes, it was established here. So it's interesting. Our original founders, they actually had a lot of experience in gas detection.
Okay.
Our original founders worked in South Africa in a mining company.
Oh, really?
Where they had to have CO2 equipment where they were doing undermining. It was
Makes
a big
sense.
safety aspect. And we didn't really have a great market here in the United States. So they brought it here to
I
kind of
see.
develop it. And then from there, we transitioned to our CEO now, Travis Lenander,
Yeah.
who just has a plethora of background and experience as well. But
Wow.
always in Ormond.
What do you think has been the hardest thing that you have to deal with, in an industry that is, forget the male-oriented side of things, but the hands-on or just the technical side of things? Like, what has been the most difficult thing for you?
I think the most difficult is just trying to break that bridge, like we mentioned. Not just try to sell a product, but to really get people to understand the safety aspect of it. and really be able to storytell that in a way that's both technical but also is so pertinent on the safety aspect. I think that's the biggest challenge. Even like I mentioned, when those people are working with the gases, they're aware of it, but they're not aware of the actual hazard. So I think still it's just advocating and driving more awareness on safety in our field.
100%. Who are you when you're not working? Who's Morgan?
Who am I when I'm not working?
Yeah.
So I'm a mother. I have a 3-year-old son.
Oh, nice.
Yes. I would
what's
say
his name?
My first cat, Ace is his name.
Ace. All right.
Yes.
What is he into at 3?
Ace
What
is
is he like?
into all the things 3-year-olds. Just he's very energetic. He loves Spider-Man, anything running around, sports. He's in T-ball, so baseball.
Cool. Awesome. Yep.
Keeps
And
me busy.
all right. What do you like? Because I mean, he's only been in your life for 3 years.
Yeah.
You've been around a little bit longer. So aside from Ace, that keeps you busy, and of course, being a mom is one of the greatest things ever. What else are you into? What do you like?
Yeah, I love to travel. Honestly, I love to learn just about new cultures and experiences. I have a little group back home in DC where we all get together and we try to plan at least 3 trips that are out of the States.
Really?
So just recently I went to 3 different countries this year.
Okay, tell me, what
And
were
it
they?
was really awesome to see. So we went to Costa Rica, Bali, and well, I guess Turks and Caicos, but that was my first time in Turks and Caicos.
So now you mentioned places and traveling. What's
Yes.
been one of your best places ever? Like once you got there, because there's always places that you hear people sell it to you, and you've watched, the Instagram, the TikToks, or the videos, or whatever. Like, oh my God, that's the place. But one place that it was very unassuming, and you got there and were like, wow, this is much better than I thought. Can you even pick that one?
I think I'm gonna be biased because I'm always gonna say Italy. Let me think of something.
Really?
Or Italian, no.
Yeah.
What is one place? If I can think.
Just give me 2, actually.
I think Costa Rica was actually somewhere interesting, but I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was.
Because of the nature, the beauty of it, or like something.
Yeah, the culture. It's a very small area, but everyone treats you, like family. Just anywhere we went was just with open doors. We got to, I can't come to the term.
Kiteboard?
What am I doing? Zip line. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm like, wait, what is it called?
I'm like, I don't know.
No, riding horses also, yes. Zip lining
Okay.
on top of the mountains was really beautiful.
Really?
It was a very
So of
cool
course you saw
experience.
every sign, every place, with their logo, their mantra, pura vida.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Yep. So
I loved it.
yeah, now Costa Rica, it is a beautiful place. And being Italian and eating, what's your favorite kind of food?
That's a good
Like, you travel,
Yeah.
you've been on the road for a week or 2, you come home and you just need that comfort food, that one like, oh my God, this is what I wanted.
Yeah, my mom's lasagna.
Really?
Yes. She makes Sicilian lasagna, so it has eggplant in it, which is a little different, but I love it.
Yeah. Do you cook?
I do, but I'm not good, I'll be honest.
Okay, so out of the I'm not good at it, what's your best meal?
Enchiladas.
So nothing to do with
No.
Italian.
No, that tells you how bad I am.
I was gonna go with something else other than somebody else's plate from another country.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever. Who am I to judge?
Yeah.
Now, what's your favorite adult drink?
Ooh. See, you're asking me all these questions no one asks me ever.
Well,
I have to really think
I
on it.
like the personal side of things.
Yeah,
so.
I love that. I'm trying to think. I usually am pretty basic. I'll just do a cranberry vodka.
That is very basic.
It is. If I don't do a cranberry vodka, like if I'm, tropical, I'll probably do like a pina colada maybe, or Paloma. I like Palomas too.
Wow, so exciting. So are you a wine girl, or
I am.
being Italian? Is that a thing?
I do. I love wine. Yes.
Are you a sweet person? Do you have a sweet tooth?
Yes.
You do?
Of course, yes. All the cannolis. I had a cannoli station.
Now, where would you like to see yourself in the next 5-10 years? Who is Morgan's vision board? What cutouts do you have on that vision board?
Yeah, I think when it comes to the future, I really want to kind of make a presence in our industry, and I feel like I've started to see that, just lately, being in the last 1 or 2 years. It's really interesting because where I used to, go towards some of these other mentors to help me in certain areas, I'm seeing, some of the same people and marketers in our industry come to me now, and so I feel like I'm starting to make a difference.
Yeah.
And seeing that is just so rewarding. Having someone, come and ask me, I know you're really well known in the industry. Can you help me find X? Or if it's marketing, I know that you're really good out there. I see CO2 meter everywhere out there on the web. Can you help me with my Google? And I'll always do it. I'm always there to lend a hand. And I think that's really what I want to do. I want to help the next generation, just like Melissa Hurd helped me, kind of pave their way. I want to make a difference. And then on the customer side, I just want to be able to help as many people as I can when it comes to safety. I think that's also rewarding to me, not just making those connections in our own industry, but making those connections with customers and being able to help them and know that I'm keeping their facilities safe.
Yeah. And that's the right answer. Definitely, if you love what you do, sometimes you don't have to love it from the beginning, but then you slowly fall in love with what you do, and sometimes you never know which way it goes. But there's always something rewarding about helping others, and not just looking for that ROI.
Right.
Because it's like, if I do this, I'm definitely gonna get this other thing in return, because you can't always think about that. But I'm gonna second that. Mainly in the last couple of years, you have actually started to make more of a name for yourself. And the reason why I say that is because, you've been in the company for 7, I've been in the industry for 15, but I started noticing you more in the last couple of years as well. Whether it's through LinkedIn, whether it's at the shows, whether it's actually paying attention, like, who's this girl Morgan? So definitely, I kind of, when you set that time frame, I confirm, like, that's actually kind of true. When it comes to these shows, and when CO2 has representation there, what is it how do you guys go about planning what shows you guys are going to pick out of, even though you guys do 15, 20 a year?
Yes.
But it could be 100, right? Or it could be 10. How do you guys go about picking what shows make sense for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's a mix, right? So I feel like for us, it's also kind of where the market is trending. If there's a big push, let's say in pharma or lab, we want to make sure that we're on the forefront of those specific industry shows. And then it's also where are our customers? We want to be able to be where our customers are. Yeah, if we're seeing that, there's 50 or plus customers at this show, we want to be able to be there and kind of hit them all in one place.
Yeah.
So I feel like it is a mix. The other thing too, that I don't know if a lot of people know, is a lot of our personnel are on a lot of these boards. So we have a lot of involvement on a lot of different industry boards, whether it's CGA, whether it's GATA, whether it's IBDA. So being able to go to those conferences also is a must, being so involved with these different industries and being on the board. So a lot of them we do need to go to and make sure we have a presence. But on the flip side, it's kind of seeing where the market is trending and what makes sense for us and kind of altering that as the market evolves.
Got it. Yeah, well said. Going back again to the personal side, we are 2 of the tallest people in this industry. Here I look taller just because she's way shorter than me, which that doesn't happen often because I'm short. So that's why I can say these things. Growing up, I'm guessing you were always the little girl.
I was.
Right?
Yes.
And were you made fun of, being, or not really?
No.
No?
I think I had the family to back me, which
Okay.
is good. Like if I ever came into trouble, I would always, call my uncle or my cousin, and they would kind of take over for me. They still do.
They still do?
So I got backup.
There you go. There you go. What's your next trip? Where are you going?
Yeah, so I'm lucky to be super involved with the IBDA. They're the International Beverage Equipment Manufacturer Association.
Okay.
So we have their big conference that's actually coming up here in March. That'll be my next show, my first show for 2025, here in St. Pete Beach, Florida.
Oh.
That's not
nice.
too far.
That's nice.
Yes.
Very nice. And I know that, you even said earlier that you've been here now for a few years, but you didn't even take advantage of the beach, right? Like you don't even go to it. Is it just because out of sight, out of mind, you forget about it, or you're just not a beach girl?
I think I'm too busy.
Yeah?
I'm juggling many hats, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I'm working obviously CO2 meter, my main focus, my mom's businesses. I got a lot of other family businesses, so I'm always juggling.
Yeah.
I don't have enough time.
This girl is blowing up, she'll remember us, us at the bottom of the food chain someday. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's funny. My mom always told me too this mantra, and I think it goes to that. It's in Italian, and she would always say, "Chi dorme pesce," what basically means and translates is those who sleep can't catch fish. And
I knew the last word. I knew there was fish, pesce. Yeah, that I knew.
Yeah, those who sleep can't catch fish. And so I think of that because it's just like I'm always hustling. I don't ever want to be, stagnant and not get the gain. So I think that's something that just drives me. Different thing, but
yeah. Well, I can tell you, I've been traveling for a long time and in the industry for 15, but I've been, in some sort of travel position since I was in my 20s. I'm known for just nonstop, and it's like, Frank, you're everywhere. How the hell can you do that? You have to learn how to do that because whether it's 5, 10, 15 years in, some days, some weeks, some months, some years, you really feel like this is way too much. So, I have my formula that just works for me, but you have to learn, especially now being a mom,
yes.
and all that. Just have to juggle all that the right way.
Balance, yes.
For sure.
I think running for me too. I get up early and I run. That might be a secret to success, but it helps me.
Not mine.
No.
Since Uber was invented, I just take Ubers everywhere. Yeah, I'm not running anywhere. Yeah, but no, that's good. Actually, I'm like, I wish I gotta get back to that because I was huge into sports. Now I'm huge into, yeah, you know what I mean. But Morgan, I really want to thank you for a great face for the industry. You are a great advocate for the industry, not only for the safety part, but also really showing other women out there that, hey, paying it forward, what somebody did with you, now you want to make sure that happens forward. But also just being always accessible, because in this industry, those that are successful are the people that are just there to help others. Organically, everything else is going to come with it. People want to be around you, people want to buy from you, whether you're selling A, B, or C. Now it's like, oh, I want to deal with Morgan, I want to buy from Morgan, I want to whatever. Sometimes people even forget the company. They just say, I want to buy from Morgan, I want to buy from Frank, I want to buy whatever, which is a great testament for what you do behind doors, at the door, and after you close that door. So I give you kudos for that, because I think I always do, like I said, a little bit of homework on my guests, and I ask around what kind of person this person is, and not just what Google says. So I thank you. I think you're heading in the right path. You're doing great things. Do you guys have your own? See, I jump all over the place. Don't you guys have your own channel or something, or videos and stuff that you guys content?
Do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what is that? Do you have a specific name for it? What do you guys?
Yeah, so it's just the handle's at CO2 Meter. If you want to check us out, I try to get people, industry experts like yourself, also on board.
Expert doesn't go with me, but I'm a big
true.
deal. I'm a sure big deal.
You are a big deal, because I'm constantly learning too from the industry, and I hope to learn even more in the coming years. But I always try to get industry leaders to kind of give me their perspective when it comes to gas safety. So I also do kind of testimonials on there.
And do you have a schedule that you try to post one monthly? Like what's the deal with that?
Yeah, it's monthly. I try to showcase one of our partners monthly.
That is awesome. That is very cool, and that's a win-win for both sides. So keep it up. I remember that I know I've seen something, but
Did
now
I
you
make
get
it? I made it.
Yeah, checkbox.
No.
Yeah, checkbox. Yeah. Hey, another short big deal. So. Guys, you guys know how this works. It's a very organic conversation with just someone in the industry, someone that is cool, someone that can actually maybe teach somebody else that, hey, where they come from doesn't mean where they're going to end up, right? And that's exactly the key for this thing. I had no idea that I was going to be in this industry 15 years ago.
Sure.
Here you are marketing to help your mom, and here you are now marketing for the safety part of the welding industry.
Yes.
So is there anything that anybody else should know about your CO2?
I wouldn't change a thing. No, I think, for the other women in our industry, I would encourage you to reach out. I always am just trying to continue to grow, build, connect. I want to help people. So if you need anything out there, or you're new to our industry, I would love to welcome you with open arms and see if we can help each other.
There you go. This is why she's going places. Well, guys, you know how this works. I'll see you somewhere else with somebody else, because if they keep saying yes, who am I to say no? So see you on the next one, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.